Okay, so today is Thursday, 13th of June 2024. It's just stopped raining. It's been raining now almost every day for 4 or 5 weeks. Getting really fed up with this rain, and it was causing me sort of here with my when I was getting along to my tubs, it was all getting very muddy. So between the showers, I'm trying to put down some new paving blocks. So I'm not doing very much with MEDAKA at the moment until I've done that. And because it just stopped raining, there are lots and lots and lots of mosquitoes. And I think I'm going to go indoors. Let's look at these MEDAKA here. So I'm going to go indoors and do a bit of a video on 100 yen shopping in Japan. Now, I haven't been to Japan for quite a few years now. I used to go occasionally, but not for quite some time. And I knew that the 100 yen stores in Japan were having items in there which relate specifically to MEDAKA, like spawning mops and things like that. But I knew somebody who was going to go, so I asked them to go and have a look. Now, 100 yen, plus I think there's 10% tax, so 110 yen is about 70 US cents. So I'm really interested to see, in fact, what they really find. I've seen YouTube videos, Japanese YouTube videos on what you can get in these 100 yen stores, but just interested to see exactly what it was that might be available. And I'll just do a small slideshow of what it is they found. Okay, so there are two large chains of 100 yen stores throughout Japan, hundreds of stores, some small, some medium sized, some large. The first one I'm looking at is Daiso. I think they've expanded to North America and maybe other countries, but the store my friend went in is a large store in Osaka, in a tourist district. I don't know whether they have the full range of MEDAKA stuff that they have in Daiso, but at least it will show some of it. The second one is Seria. Again, this is the second large chain. Small stores, medium stores, large stores, hundreds of them throughout Japan. This store, the stuff shown that I show in this store is a small store in a local area in Osaka. Again, whether it has a full range of MEDAKA stuff, I don't know, but it's still interesting to look at. And this is the display, or part of the display, of the pet fish items in the Daiso store, from nets to airline tubing to food to small containers, goldfish bowls. You can see here more algae scrapers, food, or various items like that. This is the food. I think mainly there's turtle food, goldfish food, killifish food. Sometimes in Japan they write killifish, and sometimes they write MEDAKA, but it's the same thing. These are various items of gravel and filter material, and the packet in the middle is something I was interested in, which is a pH stabilizer, which are crushed oyster shells. So I was really hoping, I could find that. And this is it. Yeah, again, you see it's in English, pH stabilized, filter shell, so it's crushed oyster shells, 200 grams, 100 yen. That's probably enough for maybe an 80-litre tank, 20-gallon tank. Now this is part of the display in the Seria store. Nets, siphons, airline tubing, air stones, and also some MEDAKA stuff. This is a photo tank from MEDAKA. It's very narrow, so it keeps the fish contained in there. If you want to take photos, you can measure the length easily. And again, you can see it's English MEDAKA photo tank, which is quite interesting. Now there seems to be more items in Japan these days which also have a bit of English on them. These are the spawning mops. You can see the really cut off bits of pool noodle and just the scrubbing pads which you cut whichever way you like. Again, that's about 100 yen for each packet. This is a floating net container for fry and for eggs. You put the spawning mop with eggs in, the fry hatch out, and they're protected from predators, from larger fish, protected from them being eaten until they're large enough. You can transfer them to the larger container or the pond. Here's the photo tank again. There's another sort of inspection tub or tank for larger fish. Various bowls you can use for transferring MEDAKA around. I think you can get white, you can get grey, you can get black. And that's about it. Very small selection. I think there's probably more there, but it just gives an idea. So it's interesting to see all this stuff is 100 yen. So these are the few bits that I've got from the 100 yen stores. Not a lot. I mean, it's not that exciting. It's just interesting. MEDAKA are keeping MEDAKA so, if you like, ubiquitous throughout Japan. I like that word. Ubiquitous, yeah, almost everywhere. So all these hundreds of 100 yen stores, they have these few specific things to do with MEDAKA. Shows how popular keeping MEDAKA is. So we got food. I mean, this is let's have a look at this one. This is standard killifish food or MEDAKA food. They say sometimes in Japan, in English, they say killifish or they say MEDAKA. 55 grams. They say, yeah, you can use it for goldfish and whatever. And it's floating food, just the small granules. Yeah, what interests me is sort of on the back, there's so much in English and very well written, for killifish, feed 2 or 3 times a day, providing no more than the fish can consume. The amount varies according to growth stage. Feed 2 or 3 times a day during spring to fall, once every 2 or 3 days in the winter. And keep out of reach of children, etc., etc. And it has 34% protein. Now, to me, I think that's quite low. Yeah, you could use this as a general food, particularly in the winter. Personally, I think in high temperatures in the summer, you need something where the metabolic rate is much higher. That they need something with a higher protein level. But yeah, really interesting. And say the packaging is Japanese and English. made in Japan, Daiso. Really interesting for me anyway. This again is killifish food. It's a killifish feed up here, it says. And this is flake type, 35 grams for 100 yen, 70 US cents. Again, a lot in English. Fine flake types, easy to eat for both small and large killifish, easy to float in the water, and easy to eat considering the habitat of killifish. It doesn't use artificial colouring, but it has carotenoids which are there to keep the body colour of killifish beautiful. These carotenoids which produce the yellow or red colour within fish, killifish, MEDAKA. And please give the amount killifish can eat 2 or 3 minutes, etc., etc. And this has got 42% protein, which is can, even during the hot weather in the summer, I would use this. Again, Daiso, made in Japan. And the other one is baby killifish stroke goldfish food for fry, 25 grams, again Daiso. I don't think you get the same sort of stuff in Seria. Feed several times a day, give it the amount it can eat. Don't give too much because pollution of the water. They have yolk sacs, fry have yolk sacs, so gives them nourishment from the yolk sac for 2 or 3 days. After hatching, please feed after yolk sac disappears. And again, here protein is good level, 48%, good for fry, growth rate, and again from Daiso. Now this one are the oyster shells. Didn't say oyster shells, but it says pH stabilized filter shell. Again, a lot of English on the packet. When the breeding water becomes acidic, the alkaline oyster shells dissolve with the minerals to adjust the breeding water to a nearly neutral condition. Since the oyster does not dissolve unless it becomes acidic, pH does not rise too much. In addition, the oyster shell has a porous structure and is ideal as a home for bacteria, etc., etc. Frequent water change will damage the fish, so please do it properly, etc., etc. And there it recommends you put this this bag inside the filter. And they reckon it should be okay for fish tank up to 60 centimetres, which is usually about 80 litres or 20 gallons for one pack. And the filtration shell varies depending on the use situation, but maybe replace it once every 2 months. And I think, can I get it out of here? Yeah. So it's really pre-packaged. Just needs to be washed and put the bag inside. Most of my tubs and whatever are 40 litres, 10 gallons. So I'll probably divide it up into 2. But I'll sort that out later. I'm going to do a video later on about trying to, after my pH crash in my pond, I'm going to do a video about stabilising. And there is the observation case for fish, they call it. And here is the photo tank. So photo tank, just fairly plain. It's got an insert in there, so if you want a black background, slides in, put the fish in, and this is just the observation tank, and it has a scale along the bottom, and we can see it where it focuses, which shows the you can then judge the length of the fish. Yeah, that's better. Look at it there. Okay, so that's it. Not very exciting, just a few items, but yeah, I just find it interesting. I'll now try and put some fish in there in this observation tank and photo tank and just see what it looks like. Okay, so there's the observation tank. Yeah, it looks like it's focusing. Can we get any closer? And you can, I think, just about see along the bottom there's a scale, so you can judge how long the fish are. Let me see if I can do it better. I'll hold it up. Very difficult just to try and, yeah, I think you can just about see the scale along the bottom. Here is the photo tank. Got reflections on there, but this is the one of the good things to really be able to inspect a fish. You can see this one has got a bent back, so I really wouldn't want to breed from this. But it's healthy enough, you know. It's eating, rushing about normally, but that gives you a good idea. Although it's getting, yeah, I mean, if you look, maybe it's getting a bit emaciated, but it might be quite elderly. Can I get any closer? Yeah, reasonably in focus. Maybe it's just getting quite old. Okay, so that's the end of my short description of maybe what you can find in 100 yen stores in Japan if you ever go there. Okay.